Sorry, I'm seemingly having to go to get my photo taken. So I think there is a deputising mod just ready. So. Mike, if you would like to start your speech, we'll just sort ourselves out here. Right.
Moderators, Mike Cantley, 464. Good morning, everyone. Let me start by highlighting that Crossreach has recently launched our 5-year strategic plan. Ambitiously, boldly, and even emotively, that plan is titled Love from Crossreach. Its foreword reminds us that caring for people in their communities has been at the very heart of the Church of Scotland for over 150 years. Indeed, the call to love others as we ourselves have been loved is a theme as old as the gospel message itself. So why, you may well ask, is the Social Care Council getting all excited about that ancient yet familiar concept now? The answer, simply put, is because we believe that the people of Scotland, people cherished by our God, need to know that we, at the Church of Scotland, also continue to love them. We continue to care about them and the things that matter to them, despite all that the Church is facing. Everyone realises that across Scotland, social care is under unprecedented pressure. National and local government are closing provision or curtailing funding, whilst every day providers of services are going out of business and leaving the sector. The debate has moved from governance in the form of a national care service to funding. But for me, the debate is in danger of missing the point. Social care is neither about structure nor funding, important as these are. Social care is not a homogeneous service like fixing a broken bone or getting a tooth out. Fundamentally, social care is about love. The ability of offering loving, compassionate care to those in acute need. And we forget that core purpose at our peril. Take Crossreach. £62 million of loving social care delivered last year on your behalf across Scotland. Whether it's perinatal counselling, caring for the severely disabled, counselling families in crisis, supporting those in recovery from addiction, providing a roof for those with nowhere else to go, or a home for older people with dementia. Providing loving care is central to all we do. As a core part of the Church of Scotland, we take our lead from the second commandment, to love thy neighbour. We stand to provide compassionate care to those who need it, not because we have to, but because we want to. Quite simply, we take our lead from the gospel, and we are called to love extravagantly and care deeply, and so we do. We care about great support in a society where so many people are struggling to deal with the challenges they face and continue to need a helping hand offered in Christ's name in love and without prejudice or judgment. The Crossreach Impact Report features just some of the ways in which we have made a difference in the lives of over 30,000 people over the last year. People like Shreen, people like Jean, people like Rory, lives touched and transformed by Christ's love, coupled with our professional expertise. Our What Three Words exercise as part of our annual survey quickly captured the difference people feel when supported by a Crossreach service. However, we know that for many people things feel harder now than ever before. Drugs deaths continue to be unacceptably high. There's a housing crisis, a mental health epidemic, and over 1 million people are living in poverty, including around 250,000 children. If we are to continue to offer love into places of hardship and hurt, and help turn that around, we need a strategy, a plan inspired by love, but grounded in the reality of austerity and financial insecurity. We care about our 1,800 employees, and despite all of the obstacles thrown at us over the past year, we've been pleased to continue to offer the living wage as our base salary point, and have improved both recruitment and retention thanks to advertising help from you in our presbyteries. We've also invested in well-being initiatives and chaplaincy so that the Crossreach workforce are in the best possible shape to serve those cherished by God but often overlooked by others. Indeed, we've seen some remarkable achievements which we celebrated at our employee awards with staff members and volunteers nominated by their peers or those they support for going the extra mile. We want, indeed, we need these trends and achievements to continue. We need committed people to forge new solutions to the problems our society faces. And to develop and support our workforce, we need a strategy, a plan inspired by love, but grounded in the reality of both workforce pressures and costs. We care about the current underfunding of social care, essential funding that supports the vulnerable and empowers them to live well. Worryingly, a recent survey carried out by the Coalition of Care and Support Providers in Scotland indicated the comments you see here, highlighting the additional pressures that the employer's national insurance bill has brought to all not-for-profit providers like ourselves. And at Crossreach, we are not immune. We have also seen a number of funding cuts over the past few months, which means that many people will not get the full support that they need. And we are in the process of making some extremely difficult decisions this year, all necessary, we believe, to ensure that we are financially viable into the future. Working with the support of the Assembly trustees, and best wishes to Dave Kendall and sincere thanks also to Ian Forrester, and working also with the General Trustees, the Crossreach Board are charting a route to financial sustainability that continues to serve the most vulnerable in society and to embrace growth so that we can bring new solutions to the challenges our nation faces. So to make the right decisions at the right time and for the right reasons, we need a strategy, a plan inspired by love, but grounded in the reality of a broken system and uncertain funding. And finally, we care about our partnerships, and when better than this week to concentrate on our church partnerships, including that with the Guilds, Let's Build a House, Playful Beginnings initiatives, which is most welcome. I do hope that you've taken time to visit our stall in the Rainy Hall to speak with some of our people and had a chance to think about how we at Crossreach can work closer in partnership with you in your various congregations. I hope you are proud of Crossreach and recognise the mission we carry out, providing social care so that the Church of Scotland continues to play a part in demonstrating the power of Christ's love across the nation. For I believe that there is a marvellous opportunity to show that, despite it all, loving Christian care is still something to get excited about and is fundamental to the call in 1 John chapter 4, verse 19. We love because he first loved us. Please get excited with us, be part of the plan, and help us to make a difference in a society which still needs its church to speak up and to act for the most marginalised and disadvantaged. Moderator, I present the report, and as I am not a commissioner, I would ask the Principal Clerk to move the deliverance. Thank you.
I so move. Seconded.
Thank you very much. I have on my screen a question from Dan Gunn.
Moderator, Daniel Gunn, 312 I would just like to ask the convener if he could say a bit more about the loss of the contract with the Scottish Government for the prison visitor centres at Perth and Polmont. I'm aware that Crossreach has supported these centres for many years. I understand my colleague may be offering a deliverance later in the debate, but perhaps the convener could speak at this point. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. So to explain in a little more detail, the Church of Scotland through Crossreach has provided high quality support to families of prisoners through the prisoner visitors centres since 2007. Initially at Perth, which is one of the first of its kind, and latterly at Polmont, which opened its doors in 2015. Over £1.5 million of Crossreach funding has been raised over this time to contribute to the work of both centres, and we're grateful to all those who supported in any way. About half of the funding received comes through the Scottish Government, who run an application process for this funding and who oversee the standards the centres run to. Crossreach has been saddened to learn of the Scottish Government's decision not to approve our funding bid to continue the work of the prison visitor centres at both Perth and Polmont. This comes after a period of discussion on how to run the services in a way which was viable, ensured quality, and retained good coverage of visits in the face of standstill funding and increased cost pressures. Crossreach, like the rest of the Church, is at a point where we have to decide what we can and can't do when resources are so stretched. We can't continue to run things at any cost, and indeed have been asked by the Assembly trustees to break even on our operations by the end of 2026. The Scottish Government has now put out an invitation to other parties who might be interested in running these centres, as they feel other operators may be able to deliver the centres in a way which offers them better value for money, although they have acknowledged the very high quality of the centres as they are currently run. We know this is a very difficult time, an uncertain time for our employees, and are grateful to them for continuing to show care and concern for others when their own futures are far from certain. Thanks.
Thank you. I see no other questions or requests to speak. So section 1, receive the report. Thank you. And online. Section 2. I need to hear some rumbling. Thank you. Thank you. Are we there yet? And section 3. Thank you. And at the center, the rumbling is really good, so well done. On you go. On you go. And we have a new section 4.
That's correct, moderator. In the name of Marjorie Clark, acknowledge the excellent work carried out in the prison visitor centres under Crossreach and offer prayers and support as they now face an uncertain future.
Marjorie.
Thank you,
She's at the
moderator.
bar. Thank you.
Marjorie Clark, number 306. Thank you, Mike, for your report. And as always, we are proud of the work which Crossreach does in our name. So be assured of that, please. We in Perth Presbytery were dismayed and very disappointed to learn a few months ago that Crossreach had been unsuccessful in its bid to the Scottish Government for the continued funding for the 2 Crossreach visitor centres in our area, HMP Perth and HMP Young Offenders Institution at Polmont. We have since been in touch with the Scottish Government. It's quite handy having the First Minister as one of your local MSPs. And we've had some reassurance, as you've said, Michael, that, from the relevant minister, that they value the work of the centres and they hope to be able to keep them open, but it's unlikely to be under Crossreach. And we, of course, are very sorry that this link with Crossreach will be broken, though we will continue to support the work of the centres in any way we can. We know what an important and vital role they play in supporting families who are visiting loved ones in prison. These visitors have been welcomed, they've been given a safe space, they're listened to, they're given hospitality and advice, and so much more. I speak mainly of Perth Prison Visitor Centre because that's the one I know best. But everyone who has visited there, whether they be an MP, an MSP, a moderator, or whatever, all have been impressed. And I cannot praise highly enough the dedication, the commitment, the passion, and the compassion shown by Elaine Walsh and her team. This has been so much more than a job for them. So in bringing this motion, I hope that the Church can acknowledge the work of the staff and volunteers at both centres and thank Crossreach for their commitment over the years and assure the staff and volunteers of our prayers and support as they face an uncertain future. Thank you.
Thank you, Marjorie. Convener.
I am used to agreeing with Ms. Clark. As I call her, she was my high school religious education teacher. But in this instance, I'm happy to accept the deliverance. I did say in my presentation, I drew the contrast between social care being about funding and structure. For us, it's about much more than that. It's about loving care and the provision of loving care. And as far as the visitor centres are concerned, we will continue to provide whatever support we can, whatever the future is, and we will continue to promote loving care wherever we possibly can.
Thank you. Is the Assembly happy to accept? Thank you. You move to section 5? Section 4. Section 4 in the print?
And online.
And online, thank you. Section 5?
And online.
Thank you. Section 6?
And online.
Thank you. And the deliverance as a whole?
And online.
Thank you.